Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to today's AFK journey video. So for today's AFK journey video, we're going to do some simple Q&A session with regards to the upcoming new season Song of Strife. So I don't know what happened, but a lot of people kept asking me questions about this. I feel that the questions are more from the free-to-play players as well as the newer players because they're concerned that they cannot reach the level 240 cap and they cannot complete all the main story quests within the game before this season unlock, and therefore this will get them out from the new map storyline as well as general rewards. So that is something that's called for concern. And also, right, I don't know whether or not there's some misinformation going around. I'm going to clear some misconceptions as well as tell you guys what is the truth, the real things, and share my experience with regards to progression from AFK stage 1 to AFK stage 1125, how long it will take, can free-to-play players do it? I'm going to talk about it all in today's video. At the same time, there'll be some, I'll say, like hidden insider information, which might or might not come true, but you guys can take it with a pinch of salt. So that's for this video, right? Let's start with talking about who I am first. So for those guys who do not know me, I'm Zeeebo. So I've been playing AFKJ for a really long time. You guys can go to my channel, scroll down to all the earlier AFK journey videos where I only have a few hundred views, and that's where I started AFK journey. So I love the game. I've been playing the game for a super long time, and I have at least 3 characters in the end game, as you guys can see. So resonance level above 240 with equipment and max level. So I can safely say I have the experience in terms of telling you guys how the progression feels like, how long it takes to progress, right? Whether or not free-to-play players can achieve this feat. Because I've cleared it, I've done it, and I've done it even before some of this quality of life change actually dropped into the game. So that's something that I can show you guys. These are all my personal experience. And with that, let us jump into the season event itself. So I think the very first misconception that people have is that this season is a concurrent season, right? So over here, they actually state in the rules, right? Songs of Strife season will be available to servers that have been launched for at least 42 days, with the earliest access date being May 10. Okay, so what this means is if you are somebody who is really new to the game and you just start at server 320, for example, your server is not eligible for this new season because it's not 42 days old, right? By the time you reach May 10, if your server is not at least 42 days old, it doesn't open up. So you guys actually have a buffer of 42 days to progress from the AFK Challenge 1 to AFK Challenge 1125, which I think is more than sufficient time, because based on my personal experience for my free-to-play accounts, the duration to take to finish up everything is about 1.5 months, right? Maybe less, maybe more, but I did it before there was a lot of quality of life changes that were added into the game. So number one, the very first quality of life changes is this corrupted creature or corrupt creature over here. So I think you guys are pretty familiar with corrupt creatures, right? Basically, it's a creature that gives a ton of goodies, especially your EXP tome as well as your hero essence, which are essential for progression. The equipments are also really helpful because they are all higher level equipments, which allows you to push through tougher challenges when you need the additional stats. So these are all insanely good for progression, and as you guys can see, there's quite a bit of them, and I've cleared none of them. And the reason why I haven't cleared any of them, or rather I only cleared one, is because these corrupt creatures only came about after I finished the game. So by the time you are finished with the game, right, sometimes you're just too lazy to revisit all these corrupt creatures to claim all these resources. Am I being inefficient? Yes, but I'm just simply too lazy to run to all the corrupt creatures and then do it again. So maybe I'll do it once I have the time, but this is one of the quality of life changes that were not available when I was clearing the story mode, and it's only available, I'll say, like towards the end when the game was about to release. So global players definitely had it a little bit easy, right? So that's for the corrupt creature side. Another quality of life change or additional resource change is your world boss, right? So world boss, in terms of where most of you guys are, you guys will see this Lone Gaze, which is in Dark Forest 5. There's actually another boss which is in Baduso Mountain. So over here, I'm gonna run over here for you guys to see. So this boss is the next boss that's gonna come, which is the Honey Alpha Bear. So this Honey Alpha Bear, right, was not there in PTR as well. It was really like a last few addition to the game, which actually gave the players, especially I would say the world boss itself, right, actually gave the players quite a lot of resources, because you guys get essence, you guys get EXP tome, you guys also can get equipments, and obviously all the rankings in terms of all this time taken, as well as your own server ranking. So these are all free resources which were not available previously, and obviously in PTR server we didn't have any codes, so all the codes actually accelerated the pools as well. So all these different factors means that global players actually have more resources compared to the PTR players when they were clearing through the story progression. So will you guys be faster? I don't know, because it depends on your personal efficiency. That's why following the correct guides, following the correct tier list is really important, because investing in the right units will allow you to push a little bit faster. Obviously, how much you spend matters as well, but from a free-to-play perspective, being efficient is important, being consistent is important. As long as you are continuously progressing, as long as you are claiming all the available free resources on the map, you guys can definitely reach 240 within 1.5 months, because I did it in 1.5 months without all these resources. So you guys can definitely do it if you guys have all the resources. On top of that, when I was playing the game, it was pretty much blind, because in the earlier days of the game, right, there wasn't a lot of content creators covering the game, because this game was not that well known yet, and there wasn't a lot of guides, there wasn't a lot of websites available. Even when I was clearing through it, premium wasn't even available, so premium came a little bit later. So that's how long I've been playing the game, and personally I'll say that I think the toughest part is playing the game blind, so you don't know what's good. Although this is, I'll say, like my third account, right, because like I have 3, right, so the very first one is my main account, and then we have the second one, and then the third one. So by the time I reached the third one, I was definitely more experienced, so my progression rate as well as my understanding of the game definitely helped me push a little bit faster. So that is something that I can say. But I'll say, if you guys have been following my guides, if you guys have been following the correct tier list and tips and tricks, you guys can definitely do it faster than me. So that's one assurance that I can give you guys. And on top of that, there's actually a possibility that they might give more free resources along the way, along with the codes and stuff. So you guys can stay tuned for that. Okay. Next, let's talk about something which people might be concerned about. So if you're somebody who is really progressing really smoothly, can you play the game mode, right? Will you eventually be able to clear out everything? The answer is yes, because there's actually this thing known as the Temporal Nexus. So after the Song of Strife season ends, player can access and resume the season's exclusive content in the Temporal Nexus mode. This mode allows players who miss a season to experience it after it has concluded. So you guys will be able to play it, even if you guys have been away from the game for a while. If you guys are really slow in progression, and then maybe by the time you finish your 240, by the time you unlock everything, the season is over. There's still this Temporal Nexus where you can definitely go in and then get all the freebies that everyone else have been getting from this season itself. So that's another confirmation, right? Obviously, I'm not going to talk about all these mode updates and season updates, because these are just words. I like to talk about contents when they are officially released or when I get confirmed information. I don't like to overly hype things up, because I don't want to spread misinformation, and I'm not going to talk about all this, right? What I can assure you guys is that I'll say Song of Strife is definitely something that we should be excited for, and it's going to come, I'll say, in May, which is, you still have 1 more month to prepare. So I think the current priority will be progression. The current priority will be AFKing, right? The current priority will be reaching the final stage of your AFK challenge, right? That will be the topmost priority for most people. There's no way preparing the best unit for it, and there's no way strategizing what is to come, because none of us know the contents, at least for those of us who are not developers at Lilith. So that's something which you guys need to take note of. And lastly, in terms of whether or not this game mode is pay to win, I can't say too much about that, because I feel that in terms of the competitive elements, it will still favor the spender slightly. But in terms of, I'll say, general PvE progression, I don't think it matters too much, right? Because no matter what, when you release a new content, I'll say they have to consider the spender's thoughts as well. So that's something which I cannot confirm, but I can say it will highly occur. Okay, but will everybody be able to enjoy the new season? Definitely, because number one, it's only available if your server is at least 42 days. So you have at least 42 days to prepare your account for this eventual arrival for the game mode. Secondly, the access date is not universal. So if your server started a lot later, then this thing might come a little later. For PTR, we are definitely going to get it earlier because our servers have been around for a long time. And in fact, I'm pretty sure all my accounts can clear it really easily at this point. So that's for the access portion. Secondly, this season will run for about 4 months. So you have 4 months to play the game mode. I don't think the season will take up 4 months, right? You probably can clear up everything within a month or so. Like I've never seen a gacha game which prepares content that will take up full 4 months for you to clear it. So what it means is that, hey, if the content is gonna take like 1 month to clear, we have 3 more months to slack. So if you're somebody who's not in a rush, you're somebody who can take it slow and easy, then you can take your time. As long as you reach it, you will definitely be able to play the game mode, and then you can slowly clear it from there. So that is for those of you guys who are more chill. For those of you guys who are more competitive, then obviously you want to clear as fast as possible so that you can power up your account, so that you can compete in other game modes that are currently in existence. So that is I'll say like the important part, right? The confirm part. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, right? Most importantly, the current objective for most of you guys will be getting to 1125. So progress smoothly, collect all your AFK resources, take some breaks if needed because the game is something, but you still need to AFK, right? The game is called AFK Journey. So take a break, AFKing from the game for a little bit, let the resource accumulate. You will eventually be able to get there and play and enjoy the Song of Strife season. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.